Help me ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. So today I thought we'd take a look at Murder of Crows Tarot. I have actually had this for the best part of a week, but as you'll have seen, if you look back on my channel, there's been quite a few decks that I've received and wanted to do walkthroughs of, and yeah, I've not even opened this one yet. And it is a deck that was on my Amazon wish list, but kind of just sat there. I think it is a 2020 deck. I don't think it's been on there for much more than a few months. But I have the Crow Tarot, which I enjoy, but I seldom use it, to be honest. I have actually thought about trading it in the past, and I think that's probably why this one sat there. And then I saw, I'm not sure if it was Chris, but I watched a live last week and they were showing cards from this deck. Oh, it was Kelly, actually, Kelly at The Truth in Story. She was talking about her Embrace the Magical decks and decks that she likes working with at the darker time of the year. And she showed this deck, and actually the artwork just really spoke to me, and I thought, yes, this is a deck actually that would be great to work with through the winter months. So it's by Lo Scarabeo, as you will see here on the side, and I am really liking their boxes at the moment. Their packaging has vastly, in my opinion, vastly improved. We get less tuck boxes now than we used to get from them, and we're getting these kind of upright, sturdy boxes. Look at that. I really like that. So things like Radiant Wise Spirits come in boxes like this, and one or two others that they've brought out recently that have had these kind of boxes as well. So it's nice and sturdy, very compact. We've got the book and the deck. That looks like a really thick deck as well. Because it's Lo Scarabeo, they tend to put less writing on their boxes because, you know, they cover quite a lot of different languages in their little books and things like that. So we don't need a lot of text on there. It just says 78 cards with book. Look at that image. Isn't that great? So we've got the little book. I'm not sure how many languages. We've got English, Italian, Spanish, French, Portuguese, and I'm not sure. I mean, it's an Eastern Bloc country. You can tell by, I don't know if it's Polish, perhaps. Forgive my ignorance. So how many pages in English? The Law of the Crow. The Major Arcana. Looks like we get quite a bit, actually, in English this time. So where does it end? Here we go. Oh, I see what they've done. So a good chunk of the book is in English. So all this extra, the Law of the Crow, journeying into the realm of the inner shadow, the tale of the crow, an immersive approach to storytelling with the cards, some spreads, is all in English. And then when it gets to other languages, you've just got the card definitions. So that's how they've done it. So you get a fair chunk of this book. You get 57 pages in English, and the whole book itself is 128. So that's heavily in our favour. So yeah, quite a lot of information in here. Your journey amongst the crows begins. Listen to the wisdom of the crows, structure of the tarot, the major, the courts. How does the tarot work? We've got spreads, the tale of the crow, as I've mentioned, and then we've got journeying into the realm of the inner shadow. So, quote here by Carl Jung: until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Quite a famous quote there. The lure of the crow, meanings and keywords, a bit about reversals, a note concerning masks, and then the major and minor arcana. So there's quite a bit of information in this little book. The text is by Charles Harrington. So yeah, this looks like quite a thick deck. When we compare it with another tarot deck, it's, wow, it's almost double. Well, no, but a good, 50% thicker. Let's just have a sup of coffee. And we will have a look at these cards. So from memory, I think these are in like black and white, sepia tone type images. We'll just have to see. We get our usual title card, Lo Scarabeo. These are the backs, which are really nice, actually. I quite like these backs. They are glossy. Some people like that, others don't. But look at the artwork. Really like it. So sorry, that was an advertisement card. This is the title card. I'm not sure how you say that. Corrado Roy. Murder of Crows Tarot. Nice and thick. These are really thick cards, and that's why the deck is obviously thick as well. Compared with a tarot, standard tarot, exactly the same size, so nice size card as well. Oh wow, I love it. I really love it. It's got to be edged in black, hasn't it? This just has to be edged in black. Perhaps a project for later. So let's look at these images. I wonder as well, we'll just have a quick look at what you get in the book when it comes to the amount of information. So we get a little bit of write-up, a paragraph, and then some keywords. The keywords for the Fool is the call of the unknown, to step yet untaken, the step yet untaken, human frailty. So the write-up says, it begins with a cry in the darkness, the first herald of a lonesome journey. The trail unrolls itself before you through unfamiliar terrain. Here and now, you can be exactly who you say you are. Your first step is imminent and cannot be retaken. Heed the bird's warning, allow its full-throated cry to echo before you, calling the path ahead out of the smoke and mire. Set yourself into motion, even though the second and third steps remain uncertain. Wow. But isn't this fantastic artwork? Look at this. They are borderless, as you can see. They have no... I wonder if it does when it gets to the quartz. I wonder if there's titles on the quartz. Where am I going? I need to be at the end of the... No, you get symbols. You get symbols on the quartz. So there's no words, which helps again for language barriers. Just make sure that they're fully broken in. So that's nice, you know, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. We just got the numbers and then the image, and lots of image because there's no borders or anything. So here's our magician, the high priestess, here's our empress. So we've got the symbols that we're used to seeing. The emperor, they look well together, don't they? And I think I expected it to be a bit like the Crow Tarot, where the central character would be a crow, but it's not. Crows obviously appear throughout, but we still have our very traditional, with the symbols, archetypes. Wow. Crows pulling the chariot. Wow, look at her face. She's kind of half crow. I love the hermit here. Got a crow inside this bird cage rather than the light. Justice. Wow, look at that for a death card. Wow. Temperance. Here's our devil. Love the tower. Star. That's very Deviant Moonish. Sun. Judgment. And the world. Wow, it's a powerful image, isn't it? I'd imagine, that's the majors by the way, I'd imagine that a lot of people find this kind of creepy. I think it's got an eerie vibe to it. And it is a very dark deck. But the artwork is just wonderful. It's our Two of Cups. So we just get the number and the symbol, 3 cups. A lot of people are wearing these kind of masks. You can see that's not, you know, kind of half man, half bird. They're masks that are being worn. These cards are so thick, I feel like I'm picking 2 up together, but really good. Love this. 7 of Cups. Now it's interesting for the 7 of Cups. You know, we're used to seeing a shadowy figure with lots of cups with choices to be made, etc. This is really powerful. This could have even been the death card. I love it. Really love it. Green, arcane. Oops. Then we have the pentacles. Look at that. The 5 of Pentacles. I mean, some cards are, you know, very familiar if you're used to working with things like the RWS, but others are just, you know, you really have to study the image. But I guess, you know, and the deck talks about using this for shadow work. And I guess decks that have images like this that are really thought-provoking and quite evocative require you to sit with the deck and really, you know, consider and ponder what you're seeing and what it's saying to you. And that's an important aspect of shadow work. It's about, you know, what does this stir up in me? What do I see in this image? And that might be different, well, it will be different from person to person, but what does it evoke? And then sitting with that and working with that. But it's incredible. The artwork is incredible. Oh, look at that. 2 of Wands. So we can get this sense that we would get from the RWS, you know, somebody with the 2 wands looking out, the globe, the world in their hand. But it's from such a different kind of perspective. There we have the 3 of Wands. With the feathers flying here, we get that sense of conflict. Wow. There's our 10 of Wands, that heavy load, that burden. Our kings are very, you know, with their armour, very much ready for battle. And then our final is the swords. 2 of Swords, she's blindfolded. And there's lots of stuff happening within the image. They're very sort of ethereal and shadowy, and there's things to see within a very traditional 4 of Swords here. Masks like this kind of remind me of the film Eyes Wide Shut with Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise. Wow, look at that. That's beautiful. The Nightmare card. Oh, it's a little bit graphic, but then that's what happens, and lots of burials, sky burials I'm being reminded of, you know, like within the, I think it's the Zoroastrian faith, the sky burials where, you know, the dead are put on plinths in the sky for the birds to feast. Wow, look at that Queen of Swords. So there we have it. That is just a quick walkthrough of the Murder of Crows. I would have spent longer going through each card, but I don't have a lot of time today, and I've had it all week and I've been itching to crack it open and have a look and start to have a play around with this deck. But My first impressions are, I think this is so well done. I love the quality of the cards. It is a thick deck, so not everybody likes that. And it is glossy as well. Again, some people prefer matte. But what I love now about Lo Scarabeo is we don't have these kind of banners top and bottom, multiple languages written all over. We've gone to these kind of borderless with Roman numerals, symbols for crowns, and you know, the helmet for the knight and stuff like that. So I really like that. I think the artwork in this deck it's macabre, it's creepy, it's great for this time of year, but it's also really, really emotive. And it is a deck that you do have to, I would imagine, just sit with and absorb the image. And before going to the book, just to sit and think about what you're seeing in the image, how it makes you feel when you see those images. And, you know, that's the start. That's the start of the transformation process. That's the start of shining a light on the shadow, bringing the shadow to the surface. Why do we feel like we feel when we see images like this? Like this. And it's going to be unique for every one of us, because we are individual, we are unique, and we each have our shadow, you know, based on our lived experiences. So I think it is incredible. I love the fact it's black and white as well, because it just adds to that atmosphere. Some incredible art. So that's Murder of Crows Tarot. I would be interested in your thoughts of this deck. As I said, it is fairly new. It is definitely 2020. I am sure it should say on the inside, but it doesn't. I thought it would tell you on the print information page, but it doesn't. But it is, anyway, it is 2020. It's not been out that long. So thank you for watching. I don't know when I'll be back. No doubt at some point in the week. I am waiting on a couple of things still to arrive. So yeah, have a fantastic rest of your weekend, guys. And until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.